This is the Iron Trader, and it is hump day, which means it is crude day. Now, yesterday, the API report came out, and crude had a build of 0.4 million. Gasoline had a nice draw of 2.8 million. Distillates had a draw of 1.8 million, and Cushing had a build of 0.5 million. Okay, now remember, the EIA report will be out today at 10:30 for crude, tomorrow at 10:30 for natural gas, and then we have the rig count there on Friday. Now, OPEC, it looks like they're going to maintain their cuts for the next 3 months. And also Russia now, they want to cut, I believe it's like 470,000 barrels a day, but that's going to be coming here to the end of 2024. So we got to see how that's all going to shake out. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart. Let's see here. Okay, get this all tuned in here. Now, yesterday we had a red candle, but it was kind of like an indecision candle. Okay, it came all the way down, but you notice it did hold the 21 SMA. And when it closed, it didn't close. It closed pretty much right at that 8 SMA here, but it was above the 200. That's always very good. Okay, so it came as low as 77.52. So what we always do is just look to the left of the chart here. Okay, so we'll look to the top of this candle here. And what do we see here? 77.51. Okay, so that was your support. So what we do is we just follow these candles over. You know what I'm saying? If it loses, say, your 8 SMA, your 200 SMA here, and then we're looking for the 21 day, a lot of times it'll stop there before that, and we'll say, why did it stop there? Well, if you just look to the left of the chart, you'll see why. Okay, so 77.51, and then we had yesterday's low was 77.52. So what we always want to do is look at to the previous day's candles, the high, the low, and the closing number for your support and resistance levels. Now, your key levels here are your SMAs, which are basically simple moving averages. So like this is the 8 SMA. Basically, that's just your average over 8 days. Same way with the average over 21 days, okay, and on and on. So that's pretty much all it is. These blue lines here, these are called price channels, okay? So basically what they do is they just follow, you know, the highs and lows, like, okay, like say we have this low here, okay? So this was 70.50. So if you bring it right across, that's what we have. So then we bring this right across, and that's what we have. We bring this candle across, there you go. So basically it's just your recent highs and your recent lows. Okay, like an example, like this candle, 88.85. What do you have? 80.85. Okay, so that it keeps it very simple. So when you look at a chart, okay, you can see exactly, wow, okay, this was the candle that we're always looking for. That's 79.29, okay? And look how nice it held it. So when you look at this, it's very easy. But what I always liked about it is once we have this breakout of, say, this 80.85, then we can follow, okay, the price channels all the way up. So this becomes now is your resistance levels. Well, look how easy it is to see, okay, your resistance levels, okay? So we just follow that across. We'll bring this one all across, bring that across. Now you have intermediate here. So you look at the top of these candlesticks, but when you look at here, those are going to be your big targets then. So if this runs up, then we know we bring that price channel across, boom, that's going to be our resistance level. See, it makes just life a lot easier when you just set your charts up correctly. Now, remember, I did a video here last weekend on tips and tricks. If you go on there, I also posted all the seasonality charts there for the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and for crude oil, for natural gas. Just take a look at it. It's just a little bit of little odds and ends there. They'll hopefully make you, you know, a little sharper trader. That's all. And believe me, I relook at it myself all the time just to keep myself sharp also. Okay, so let's just take a look what we have today. All right, yesterday we had a high of 79.49 and a low of 77.52. Now today so far we have an inside day, which basically means your highs and your lows are inside of the highs and lows of the previous day. That's all it means, okay? So what we're going to be looking for here is we want to look to the top of this candle. This is that 79.04. But reason how we got there is we look at this candle, and what do we have here right here, okay? So you have 79 flat, okay? So that's what we're looking for. That's just 79. And then your next level here is going to be here at 79.28. Okay, and then we'll come up to the top of this candle. We have 79.49, and then we'll have 79.62. We'll come to the top. You're looking at 80.41, and then we have your big retest at 80.85. Those are going to be your resistance levels. So if this runs up here, we just go to the left of the chart and find the top of these candles, and that's going to be your resistance level. Now, again, if you break out of that 80.85, then we'll just come right across here to the top of this candle. You're looking at 81.05. Then you have 82.24. We look here, 82.83, and then we have your 83.60, which is basically your price channel coming across. Then you can move on up to 85.30, and then we have 85.90, which is that price channel coming across. And you just keep following this all the way until you get yourself the big retest going all the way up to your 95.03. But you always want to watch this candle here, okay? So this is that 92.43, because as this ran up, okay, it came down, and that's where it broke through, okay? So that was support, and now that becomes resistance, and that's going to be a target on the upside, okay? So that's what we want to look for today. So realistically, on the downside, you want to watch this 8 SMA. Very, very key. That's 78.53. And then we want to watch that 200-day. You're looking at 77.90. And then obviously, yesterday's low is always going to be in play. That's at 77.52. And then we have this nice 77.43, your 21 SMA. Now, again, if that gets lost here, we can always look at the 77.17. That's just below. And then you have your 100-day at 76.60. Okay, so very, very nice. Again, if that is lost, we can follow the candles. You're looking at 75.84, and then we have this nice double bottom situation going on here, which was that 75.52. Okay, so you have a lot of really good support levels here today. But let's watch that EIA report today at 10:30 to see how it all shakes out. So again, just a quick review on the downside. Watch that 8 SMA, that 78. What do we have? Yeah, 78.53, and you want to watch that 200 at 77.90, and then realistically look at that 21-day at 77.43. On the upside, we want to watch basically this 79 level. You got 79.28. Then we have on this candle yesterday's high 79.49, 79.62. 80.41, and then your big retest there of 80.85. Okay, so we have a lot of really nice targets here on the upside, and we have a lot of good support here on the downside. Now your RSI here is still looking good. Your MACD, your green is above your red. That shows you got momentum. Very, very good. But so far today, we just have that inside day. Now when we look on the weekly chart here, your MACD looking very good. Okay, your green above your red. Very, very nice. RSI, plenty of room to run. Now, again, this is a weekly chart, so we have all the way till Friday. Excuse me. So the key level, what you want to do is it really needs to hold this key 50 SMA, okay? 77, 78 on a closing basis on Friday. That's going to become support. And then right below it, we have this 8 SMA at 76, 76, and then we have your 76.49, your 21 SMA. But if you watch this 8 SMA here, look at this. See? And then when she rounded out, look how nice it's holding. So even if it comes all the way down here, you're still looking very, very bullish. Then obviously we want to get above this candle. That is that 80.85. And then we can start ratcheting up here. But you have some nice targets all the way up here to 83.79. Okay, so when we still look at this pattern, see it's very bullish. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low. This could come all the way down to the 50-day and then some, and still be very, very bullish pattern. This is what you always want to look. Bottom left, upper right. That is, again, if that's your, if you're long, and now say you're just in the short, well then, upper left, lower right. This is a beautiful short all the way down, okay? But what we have here is you have that nice rounded bottom going on here, and then we have your neckline coming right across here. Okay, so basically we're just jammed up right inside these candles here. Okay, so even though you popped up to 80.85, you couldn't hold it. Same way with yesterday, the day before, you couldn't hold it. So realistically, when you look at the top of this candle, top of there, okay, top of this candle, see, this is your neckline. So basically what you got to do is close above that 80.85, not just spike up, okay, close above, then she can rip higher. Okay, let's take a look and see what's going on with natural gas. Okay, natural gas. Now, this was the last contract roll, and this was the previous contract roll, and we can see how it fell right on off here. But again, it wasn't just the contract roll; it was everything that added into that. Okay, so it was basically U.S. there putting a hold on the UNG, LNG, LNG, and basically to hold on the 13 pipelines, even though they're not going to be, down, up and running till 2028. It's just, it's the perception of saying, okay, this is going to be done. Well, anyway, this all came down, but you add the seasonality, and this always rolls down. So when you look at a seasonality chart, this is really nothing, unusual. Now, the key is when you go have a downside like this, you want to make sure that you find a bottom, and this here was our bottom. Okay, 1.52. It rallied up, and then when it came back down, it only made a low of 1.58. So that was a nice double bottom. And then see this 8 SMA. This is always crucial. I always look at the 8 SMAs here. See when it rolling up. Okay, once it rolls up, now you crossed above the 21-day, and look how nice this is going. Okay, so now you can hold your price right on up very, very nicely. All right, and then right below it, we have your 21. Okay, so what we want to watch here on the downside is you want to watch always, again, the high, the lows of the previous day. So let's look at the downside first. 1.89 yesterday was the low. And what do we have here? On your 8 SMA, 1.85. That would be the next level then. And then we can come to the bottom here of this, top of this candle here. What do we have? 1.81. And then we have your 1.78, which is your 21 SMA. Now, again, if that's all lost, then we can just basically follow this candle. So you look at the top of this candle, 1.73, the bottom, 1.71, and then the bottom here, 1.66. We looked at the top there, 1.63, and then we have 1.59, 1.58, 1.52. But this now is starting to get to be a really nice looking pattern on the way up here. Okay, so what do we want to look on the upside? Well, we want to look here first, 1.98. That's what we want to look at. And what we want to look here, the next level, which was yesterday's high at 2.0. Okay, now again, if you can get above that, then we'll come over to the top of this candle, 2.4, and then we have this candle here, 2.10, which is basically your price channel. And then we just work yourself up 2.12, but this is the key candle right here, 2.16. This is your gap, and then there's your fill. Okay, so again, if we can get above that, then we have a nice target up here at your 50-day at 2.26. But this is looking very, very good. Now, UNG actually was a pretty good trader yesterday. I scalped it twice. Now you can use Boyle, or you can use futures, or you can use options. There's a lot of ways to trade it. But anyway, I just used UNG. It's a very simple in and out. But actually, I'm just scalping this market here. Now, what I want to show you here is this 8 SMA. This is going to be very crucial, 2.02. Okay, so before you can even think about that 210, this is going to come blocking it right away. Okay, so realistically, you have to close above that 2.02. Then we can start hitting these other targets. But we got to see how it's going to react here. Right now, it can't get through it. So this is a weekly, but so far it can't. Now, yesterday it got as high as 2.0, but not that 2.2. Okay, so that is very, very crucial. So for today, what you want to watch the high of 2.0, 1.89, okay, on that candle. On the downside, watch this key level, your 8 SMA here, watch your 21 SMA, 1.78. You need to hold these two on a closing basis. Very, very key. Then on the upside, we want to watch is that 1.9, basically 1.99, okay, 2.0, and then right here, 2.02. Very, very crucial. Okay, so what we have here, like on your RSI here at daily, looking very, very good. Okay, looking very, very good. Plenty of room. Your MACD, look at that. Green above your red shows you got really good momentum. Okay, very, very nice. Now, your MACD on your weekly, well, it's working it like a circus monkey. I mean, it's trying to work it up here. Nothing yet. It's still below. Okay, but again, the key is going to be that right there, that 8 SMA. RSI here, looking very, very good. So there's really, you have a very good bullish sentiment. And then what we also have here is we have a positive divergence here on your RSI. Okay, so you have a low, lower low. Here we have a low, higher low. See, just the opposite of what the chart is, positive divergence, looking very good. Okay, let's take a look here on a hourly and a 4-hour. Okay, here we have your hourly chart. Now you can see the nice double bottom situation here and then running all the way up nicely. Now, look at see where we are. Now, yesterday, here we had that spike again. Okay, this was that EI report last week where you had that spike, and basically you had a double top situation, came right on down. Then if you look at this candle, we have 1.89, 1.88, another double top situation. So always keep these in mind. Came down, but look at how nice it held that 100 SMA. Then we just rallied right on up here nice. And this here, we had that nice spike. I just happened to be sitting right here at the right time, clicked in UNG and made some make a nice scalp. But then I got the hell out of it because I'm thinking, hell, I don't know. You got that 202 sitting right above it. I'm just going to take the money and run. So today what we have is we have a nice scenario, but you notice that nice series of higher lows. Very, very nice. So, and we have a lot of support underneath. So we want to watch this 1.94. Very, very nice. This you're tied right in here at the 21-day 1.94, and then just below it we have 1.93. But I like that pattern of a nice good retest of that 2.0. Again, if you can break that 2.02 is just right above. So that could be a nice little scalp ski here on the natural gas. Now, when we look here on a 4-hour chart here, this is looking very good. See, I just love it. These are always bullish patterns where you have a low, higher, low, higher, low. Now we're creeping up here very, very nice here. There's that 2.0, but it just couldn't hold it. So this is going to be very, very critical here, this 1.99, 1.966 today, okay? And then if we can get above that, we have that 2.0 right above it. That's the key. That is going to be where your breakout level is. And then what we do is we just follow the price channels right across, right across, right across until we can get to the gap fill all the way up here at 2.168. That is going to be key. But this here, you can see here how nice, another nice rounded bottom like we had on the crude here on your 4-hour chart. Very, very nice, but we have resistance. Always watch that resistance. Okay. Now remember, the EIA report on crude oil will be out at 10:30. We'll see if it confirms with the API that we had last night. And I'll be back here probably later today to give a little more in-depth on crude oil and natural gas. But obviously, everybody seems to like that midday trading of natural gas and a little bit of crude ski. So I got to give you what you want. Okay, so right around the noon, 1 o'clock time, we probably maybe even before that, we'll have the natural gas up for you. We'll review it again, take a look at crude, and then later today at 5, we'll be more in-depth on crude and natural gas. Okay, thanks for watching.